This is a Sexpot comedy production.
I think I'm like a fine-looking person, but every now and again I will catch a glimpse of my face in the mirror and be like, who's that Irish peasant? You know, I'm like, that gal better get the dole home to her 8 brothers and sisters. They're starving. You guys, they're starving. It's a little bit of what you can expect from me as far as jokes go. I'm so happy you're here. When I first started telling jokes, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, what should I write jokes about? And he was like, what about that gay guy that you dated? And I was like, which one? Because there have been a few. You guys, I think there's been a few in there. I think my problem is I get very excited when I have something in common with someone, you know? So I'll meet a guy, I'll go home, I'll call my best friend, I'll be like, you won't believe it. He loves Beyonce and having sex with men. Like, we're gonna be together forever. Like, he loves podcasts and dicks. Like, I'm in love, you guys. Dinner table conversation for life. Dating is hard for me. I think dating's a little bit challenging. I always want to date kind of like a smart, creative type of a guy. But I've noticed that there's a large group of gentlemen who think that they're nerds because they like Star Wars or Game of Thrones, like the 2 most popular things on the planet. And whereas I was more the type of nerd that in first grade I called a school bully a cold-hearted scoundrel. I read it in a book, and I thought it was a sick burn, and I said it aloud to another child. So that's more where I'm coming from. It's a little bit tough for me. I was the type of nerd that in 4th grade, they made me wear like a green vest to mediate fights between cool kids on the playground. I was the type of nerd that in 5th grade, we went on a field trip to this little mini town where we all got jobs. The job I wanted, radio DJ. The job I got, postmaster general. You guys, even then my teachers were like, this bitch is lame. Oh, guys, it's okay. I am actually in a relationship now. I have a boyfriend. And I've noticed that my boyfriend and we kind of have different approaches. I'm in grad school to be a therapist, so everyone in my program kind of says partner instead of like boyfriend or girlfriend. We say partner, it's just shorter. So I call my boyfriend my partner, whereas I've noticed that he calls me this girl I know. So just a little bit different, just a little bit different. You guys. I've heard a lot of the ladies that I know say that they stopped taking their birth control because it made them crazy, which has always baffled me. I'm like, am I the only one who can't tell the difference? You know, they're like, I was crying every day. I'm like, we're not all crying every day? That's not human baseline. They're like, I was gaining weight. I'm like, fuck, we're not all gaining weight every year till we die. God damn it, you guys. I think I was misled on that one. I've been going the wrong direction. I have gained a little bit of weight in the last year or so. I get really mad when I hear people say they forgot to eat. I'm like, that's weird. I remembered to eat way more times than I was hungry. I have a great memory, I guess, you guys. No, I've gained a little bit of weight, but I still catch myself having kind of skinny girl thoughts, you know? I'll think, I deserve love, you know, or but people should listen when I talk. It's not with that BMI, young lady. I don't think so. No, it's okay. I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and I was like, man, I've gained some weight since you last saw me, and he was like, that's cool, you're curvy. And I was like, yeah, you know, there's Hollywood curvy, you know, there's Salma Hayek, Scarlett Johansson. And then I also feel like there's more a Mall of America curvy, which is more where the curvy section of Mervyn's is where I'm at right now. It's okay, though. It's okay. I'm not great with dieting either. I'm not so great with that. So at this point, I'm just kind of praying that fashion is going to dramatically change directions, you know? People are going to be like, we used to love a thigh gap, but now we love a perfectly round head. You know, now we love when we can tell where your belly button is through your shirt. That's very popular. That's my sincerest hope, you guys. Oh, man. I was catching up with a childhood friend of mine, and she reminded me that when we were little, we'd be out on the playground, we'd play house, and we'd come up with like our dream husbands, you know? Like my friends would be like, my husband's a doctor, or like, my husband's a lawyer. And I would always be like, my husband's dead. Just as soon as I learned what a widow was, I was like, I'll take it, you guys. That's for me. Get some me time again at the end, you know? I think I also just realized from like an early age that being sad is kind of a power play, you know? Like you can kind of do whatever you want if you're sad. I was just like snatching toys out of their hands, being like, my husband died. I need those. I was kind of a weird kid, if you haven't gotten that vibe yet. I also threw all of my Barbies into a trash can when I was 8 because I was like, I can't care for these women, you know? Like, I can't give them the dream homes and convertibles that they deserve, you know? Like, I have 8 Barbies, 1 Ken. Like, what kind of life am I forcing these sister wives into? You know, I couldn't do it anymore. It was tough. Are you guys drinking tonight? Are you drinking? Give it up for your bar staff. They're amazing. Make some noise. They're incredible. They have great cocktails, great cheap drinks. I like to drink. Too much, some might say. I went to the doctor for a checkup recently, and I, for some reason, didn't lie about how much I drink. I just told her. And she was naturally pretty concerned. And she was like, well, do you ever throw up from drinking? And I was like, very proud of myself. Like, no, I don't throw up from drinking. Like, I'm not an amateur, you know? And she was like, that's actually worse. Your body should get rid of the toxins. And I was just like, bitch, I paid for these toxins, you know? Like, I'm not trying to throw money away or up or whatever. I'm not. I have a couple friends who are trying to quit drinking. But they always say, like, I'm not going to drink, like, until my birthday, or, like, I'm not going to drink till 4th of July. And I think that's so cute that you just go ahead and schedule your relapse, you know? Just get it in the books now. Who has time to plan for that later? There's a lot of, like, tough stuff in the news constantly. I'm not going to get too political on you guys, but I feel like there's always, you know, there's stuff going on with police, and I always want to be supportive, but I don't want to be like, look at me, I'm being supportive. Like, I wanted to post something on Facebook, but everything I came up with was just like, Black Lives Matter, but not just because I'm a white person and I say they matter. Like, I don't even like myself, I'm sorry. Is that helpful? It's kind of a long hashtag. I feel like it's, if you like really oversimplify it, it's like the experience of being a white person at a Mexican restaurant. Like, you don't want to be that awful white person who orders a quesadilla, you know what I mean? But I think you also don't want to be that awful white person who orders like a quesadilla, you know what I mean? Like, don't go, use your own voice. I don't know. It's hard to know what to do though, it's kind of hard. I was at a dance club with some friends of mine, and a friend of mine, she's a white lady, and she was dancing with a black gentleman, and she was doing kind of a pointy dance move, that's a bad dance move, I think we can all agree. But I was at the bar, and I could hear the 2 people next to me talking, and I realized they were talking about my friend, and they were saying, I can't believe that white woman is pretending to whip that black man. Like, what, you guys? Why would that ever be what was happening? Like, even if she was the most racist person in the world, why would she be like, you know where I like to express my beliefs? The dance floor. Like, I also pantomime handing smallpox blankets to any Native American gentleman I meet. Not what was happening. Not what was happening. Hey. I'm a straight woman, you guys. I am a straight woman. I'm still grossed out by like maybe 80% of the dicks I've ever seen. I'm gonna say 80%. Every once in a while you see a good one, I'm like, I'm back in. But I know vaginas are no walk in the park either. There's a lot of like flaps and frills. Like, it seems mostly decorative. You know, I don't know what it does. does. I heard a female comic recently say labia instead of labia. I was like, man, there's so many little like flaps and buttons. We don't even know how to pronounce them all, you know? You never hear anybody go, is it testicles? I think it's testicles. No, but I figured out my problem with dicks, and it's just that they change forms so dramatically. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, you're just dealing with like a chubby, lazy bookworm. You're like, where are your glasses, little guy? He can't even keep his little head up. So sleepy. But then other times it's very different. You know, you're like, is this a demonic possession? Is this like a levitation, classic light as a feather, stiff as a board situation? And it's not, and what's actually happened I think is more upsetting. And that's that it's become engorged with blood, you guys. It's full of human blood. I think that's rough. As like, if you're a guy and you want to like signal to someone that you're interested in them, you have to be like, hey, I packed this full of my blood. Like, it's defying gravity. It's so full of blood. Put it in your mouth, though. Could you put it into your mouth? And then we do put it into our mouths. That's the craziest part, I think. That always makes me think of, there's this horror movie. It's called Teeth. Has anybody seen that? Okay, if you haven't seen it, it's like, the premise is like, whoa, wouldn't it be scary if like a vagina sprouted teeth? But I don't understand why that's scary when you're just putting your dicks into mouths willy-nilly, you know? Like, you guys know that the mouth is the tooth's natural habitat, right? That seems like the real horror movie to me, just shoving that delicate blood tube into old spooky tooth cavern. Seems risky. Do you guys like to play music when you get romantic? Do you got fuck jams you like to get down to? People seem really into that. I feel like if someone wants to have sex with you and you have time to scroll through your iTunes, you don't want to fuck that bad. You know what I mean? Like, if someone is waiting to have sex with you and you're at your computer like, is there an apostrophe in D'Angelo? Like, you don't want to fuck that bad, is all I'm saying. You guys, that's been my time. You guys are incredible.
This has been a Sexpot comedy joint. Collaborative, community-driven comedy produced by Andy Jewett and Kayvon Kalatvari. Headquartered in Denver, Colorado, with technical support from Isaac Miller. Every day at sexpotcomedy.com or at a show near you. Until next time, be well, friends.